Hi, this is Shelley Kraft, and welcome to SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House Silver Summit in Spokane, Washington, 2013. I have with me Mr. Don Mosher, a business consultant and one of the co-authors of an article in the MCR, the Microcap Review magazine. Don, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks very much for having me on, Shelley.
It's good to
be here.
It's good to have you. So this article is getting widely read. The topic is?
Strangulation by regulation.
Okay, this is not a simple problem. Let's focus first. Let's give the website so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Right. Our website is venturecanada.org, and we really are dealing with venture capital in Canada. You've got the same problems down in the United States, but you recognize it by passing the Jobs Act and trying to simplify regulations.
And now crowdfunding is kicked in too.
And what people have to realize is crowdfunding comes in under Article 3 on the Jobs Act, and under Article 4 would be companies raising $5 to $50 million. Well, that would be our public venture market in Canada, $5 to $50 million.
So what is happening in Canada that needs to be fixed?
The venture market's been attacked from multiple regulatory agencies. We've really got two agencies up there. The commissions are fragmented. There's 13 of them. We've got 3 territories and 10 provinces, and they all have their own commission represented under the Canadian Securities Association. And then secondary to that, we have an organization called IROC, which oversees all the brokerage firms in Canada on a national scale. And to me, they are the real problem, is IROC.
Well, what are you going to do to fix it?
Well, what we've done is first try to build an association so that a very fragmented industry, which represents the independent brokers, the CEOs and executives that run the venture companies, and I'm talking all venture, I'm not just talking mining, I'm talking high-tech, biotech, etc., and all the people that service this industry can all band together and start to talk to the politicians and start to demonstrate how many jobs that we represent, how much job creation we represent, and how much corporate creation that we actually represent in the country, making us very important. Without us, you do not have basically a hatcheries that produces the minnows that stock the lake that produces 6-pound trout.
So what, I like that. That's well said. So the strangulation is really the legal bounds that are strangulating the economy. Am I correct?
That's correct. And what I think the important thing is we need regulations. But currently they broad brush all the regulations across not only the big caps, but impose the same regulations on the small caps. And, you know, that would be an analogy, I guess, would be to take a kid in grade 2 and govern him on the same types of rules that you govern a university student on. It's just not practical, and it doesn't work. And in addition to that, they really have cut off our access to capital. We have several portals that you get into the entire capital pool through. With the venture market, they've cut all those access off. It's a risk-off environment, there's no doubt about it, and there's less capital looking to get into the venture market right now. But when you shut the doors to accessing it, now you've got a real problem.
When you can't tell the story.
When you can't tell the story, but when the broker has now had a fiduciary duty imposed on him as an investment advisor, and he's not allowed, for example, to sell speculative investments to somebody over the age of 65 because it's unsuitable.
So they're dragging in the suitability issue.
They brought in the clauses with a regulation called the client relationship model. Suitability, risk tolerance, product knowledge. Now here's a question for you. If you're an investment advisor, how can you possibly have product knowledge on every single equity on the board?
What about accredited investors? What's going on about that?
The accredited investor, I personally think, is not only an archaic regulation, but it's prejudiced, and it's prejudiced against 96% of Canadians. If you think about it, any investor can go into the public market and buy as much stock as they want. at the price that it's trading at that day. But if that company does a financing at a discount to market and the unit has a warrant attached and he's not allowed to buy it, does that make any sense? So you end up buying at full price, but you can't buy at a discount even if you own the company.
You know, I know what you're talking about. Now, to give more information about strangulation by regulation and finding out about the organization, let's give the website one more time.
Our website is venturecanada.org.
Now, you do something for a living, don't you?
Yeah, I'm struggling along in the venture markets trying to make a living at the same time, yeah.
It happens. What's your website personally also?
I have a website called, it's just www.bdcapital.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Mosher, working on behalf of the entire country of Canada and their investors and their small companies. He's a business consultant, and he's got an article with Joe Martin in the Microcap Review magazine. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House Silver Summit in Spokane, Washington. Don, I want to wish you luck, and thanks for coming on to SNN.
It's been a real pleasure.
You got it.
Thanks.